Hey surf fishing fans, Mr. Dave here. Hey, if I'm fishing for pompano or whiting, it's a good bet that I'm using the Fishing Mortician rig. It's easy to tie, and I'm going to show you how right now. Okay, so now we're going to tie the main body of our Fishing Mortician rig. To start off, you're going to need some monofilament or fluorocarbon. This is 30-pound mono, about 30 inches long. You're going to need a barrel swivel and a snap swivel. I'm going to start with the snap swivel first. I'm going to attach it with a polymer knot. If you don't already know how to tie the polymer knot, there's plenty of places on YouTube where you can learn how. It's a very simple knot, and it's a very strong knot. Cut our tag off. And we're going to go up to the other end and attach our barrel swivel. The barrel swivel is where we're going to attach our main line coming from our fishing rod. I'm going to use a polymer knot once again. So, cinch it tight, cut our tag off. There you have it. We're going to start down here with our snap swivel, and that's where we're going to attach our sinker. This is the bottom of the rig. We're going to come up about a foot or so. For demonstration purposes, today I'm only going to tie a single drop. To make a double drop, you just do the same thing, just one more time. You make a loop, go around the loop and through the loop, creating a figure 8 knot. Once again, about a foot up from our snap swivel. And we're going to come above that about an inch or two. We're going to make another loop, go around, down through, making a figure 8 knot. There's our figure 8, pulling it tight. Now between these two knots, that's where our snood or dropper is going to be tied. And I'm going to show you how to tie a dropper or a snood next. You wrap the loop around, hook and float goes through. Cinch everything tight. And there you have it. A single drop Fishing Mortician rig. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to tie a dropper or a snood. You're going to need a bead or a float. Actually, those are optional. And a hook. I always use an inline octopus hook whenever fishing with monofilament or fluorocarbon. This is 16-pound mono. Our main body, if you remember, was made out of 30-pound. I'm going to snell this. I'm going to pass the line through the eye towards the base of the hook. And then I'm going to wrap the line 7 times around the shank of the hook, and then pass the line back through the eyelet in the opposite direction I did before. Pull everything tight. Now I'm going to cut my tag off about halfway up the shank, just like that. And that's a snelled hook. For me, I'm always fishing either a bead or a float. Pompano, I am almost always fishing a float. For whiting, I'll usually just fish just a bead. The color is optional, but I like colors that kind of contrast or complement each other. And this stopper here is what bass fishermen use to peg their sinkers in place for a Texas rig. And I'm going to use one to peg my, if I can get a hold of it, peg my float in place. Because sometimes without it, your float will be up here and your hook will be hanging way down low. With that peg in place like that, it holds everything nice together, so it'll actually fish like this. I like to come up about 6 inches. Now just make a loop and tie an overhand knot, going through once, twice, cinch everything down, grab my tag end, cut off the excess. And you just got to make sure your loop is big enough so you can pass your hook and float through it to attach it to the main body of your mortician rig. And there you have it, a dropper or a snood for the fishing mortician. I feel there's two main reasons the fishing mortician rig is so popular. One, it's so easy to tie, and two, if your dropper line gets damaged from a Spanish mackerel or a bluefish, or if you just want to change your hook out to something larger or smaller, it's easy to do. You just take your scissors, cut this one off, grab a new one, run your hook and your float through, and there you have it. You're back to fishing just that quick. I'm going to post a couple of videos here that I think you'll find informative. And as always, take somebody fishing with you so they can enjoy this awesome sport of ours. And until next time, I'm Mr. Dave, out.